it's a Friday, and some of you won't be up to the content of this video, and that's okay. I'm talking to my students who get what I'm trying to do, who are invested in our way of learning. Triage. If you don't know what it is, right-click on it and look it up. And as far as dealing with damage goes and building a better way, that has always been the MacLab way. And if you look in the nav bar, you get out of this window and there's a nav bar, and it'll say the MacLab way, reimagine, dream yet complete. If you look at the MacLab way, there is a section in there that talks about, the MacLab way is about our evolution. And it talks about when we first got a glimpse of how the MacLab was impacting the world. That people from over 9,000 cities in 188 countries, all 50 states, came to the MacLab, not only just clicked there, they spent almost 10 minutes per visit, which is, in analytics, that is unheard of. How we built this, and I say we because it was a collaborative effort. Kids bought into it. We were doing something that mattered, and we were part of something bigger than ourselves, and it was awesome. At the height of our success, I jettisoned it. And this is why. So you can look at that. If you're interested, you can go to the MacLab way today. I'm not going to call you out on that. But things aren't working. There are problems. And I know most of you don't watch the weekly video I send home to families, the family update. But my daughter's professor, her advisor in a core class in geology for students who are working towards their Bachelor of Science in Geology. My daughter's a TA, a teaching assistant in that class, and the professor said, I have never seen students so disconnected from the content, from the curriculum. This trickles all the way through elementary. There is damage that has been done to students. Now, I don't want to go off on a tangent here, but I do want to say we're late in the year. We're a week before spring break, and I know some kids have already called it quits. I'm done. School year's over. We're going to have to do triage. And in triage, you treat what you can and you discard what you can't deal with because it's an emergency. Now, one more little bird walk here. Brain Damage by Pink Floyd. We have one dedicated Pink Floyd fan among all the students across periods, and he's going to know who I'm talking about. Maybe you're another one. I don't know. Tell me if you are. But there's a song called Brain Damage. And when I went back to college, I've told you, when I went back, when I was 35 years old, I went back to college and I took classes I didn't need. I spent 4 years getting a Bachelor of Fine Arts because I was going to be a studio artist, and damn, I wanted to learn. I wanted to be the best individual I could be. And I took a history of jazz class because I was interested. How did it evolve? And we learned about that in there. And one day he brought a flyer in and he just shook his head talking about this group called Brain Damage that were Pink Floyd fans, and you know how rock and roll was so stupid. And I stayed after class and I spoke with him and I said, Brain Damage is about the impact of our leaders on good people, that ordinary people who want to be better, but our leaders don't always, to be kind, lead us in the right direction. So in this video, it's a live performance. You do not have to watch it. No one has to watch this. skip it. You're done after this video. But for those of you who are interested, I believe that we can make a difference. And we, as in millions of ordinary people, doing something to make the world a better place, like I tell you every Friday. And I'm not going to tell you again in this video, but we can make a difference. There are amazing things happening behind the scenes. And yeah, here was the apex of the Mac Lab. Maybe. There's another phase. We've crested another hill, and there's another opportunity ahead of us. I have only 1 year left in the Mac Lab, but I've gone through 20-year cycles. You know, you grow up, you're 5 years old, you go to school. Okay, 20 years, I went through college. Okay, then 20 years, I was a graphic and fine artist. Then 20 years, I was a teacher. Now I'm ready for the next 20 years. I got 1 more year as a teacher. I want to make a difference. I know some of you are coming back. For the rest of this year, we're going to talk about that. But as far as the triage we have to do, for those students who won't shut the fish up and disrupt the learning environment, I'm going to be true to the rubric. I'm just going to change their grade to, are you kidding me? I'll let them figure that out. Scott, you can't do that. I can. I don't want to, but I can. Everyone, I want us to break free of the brain damage. In this song, really quickly, there's a line. The lunatics are in the hall. The lunatics are in the hall. The paper holds their folded faces to the floor. And every day, the paper boy brings more. Now, that may not make any sense to you, but listen to the lyrics. There's no subtitles. There's no closed captioning. You have to pay attention. It is a hopeful song. Yes, it seems dark and full of despair and hopelessness. It's not. It's about ordinary people being able to overcome foolish leaders. Look at the world. We're the heroes of tomorrow. We're the ones who are going to pull humanity through. We, you and I, and hundreds of millions of other ordinary people. That's it. It's a Friday. You know what to do.